I would have to spend so much money on getting a hotel and getting food for dinner because I couldn't get on the flight. And I just wish somebody would have told me, honey, you need to get creative. Welcome back, Pristine Posse. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my 5 top tips to help you commute as a flight attendant. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you're new, subscribe to the Pristine Posse and be sure to put your notification bell on so that you are notified whenever I post a new video. And without further ado, let's get into these tips. Tip number 1, if you are on reserve, especially if you're on probation, I highly recommend that you put yourself on AM shift. And so for me, I will use the example when I was commuting back when I lived in Atlanta and I was commuting to Denver. So my AM shift was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, with that being said, I would always catch the flight the night before, typically the last flight because it was always empty and there was a lot of wiggle room, like about 3 flights at night. So I would take the flight the night before just to guarantee that I am in base in Denver where I need to be as a commuter, just in case they called me at 5 a.m. Another benefit of being on an AM shift is that you are able to have more options to commute your way home versus working a PM shift from 9 to 9. There will be significantly less flights to fly out of your base to get home. Tip number 2 is to put yourself on call first. As a reserve flight attendant, once you put yourself on call first, you have the possibility of getting assigned a trip within 5 days of your reserve bucket starting. So that's essentially nice because it's like knowing what you can work ahead of time instead of being on call. Now, I will say that if there was a line holder that was assigned that a trip originally, they can potentially pick the trip back up. However, in my flight attendant career, I've only had that happen twice while I was on reserve. So it's not really that common. However, putting yourself on call first is better in terms of planning. And if you know ahead of time, you can plan your commuting trip accordingly. And you could potentially avoid getting a hotel room or staying at a crash pad. Tip number 3, it is time to get creative. Back when I was on reserve and I was commuting from Atlanta to Denver, sometimes my flights would be long or delayed, and whatever the case may be, whether the commute home was full or overflowed or it was canceled, whatever the case may be, there were just times where I cannot get on a flight back home and I would like to take the direct flight. I just want to take one and be done with it. I would have to spend so much money on getting a hotel and getting food for dinner because I couldn't get on the flight, and I just wish somebody would have told me, honey, you need to get creative. Now, what do I mean when I say get creative? I'm telling you to find connecting flights to get home. I could have easily went from Denver to Phoenix, Phoenix to Atlanta. I could have even done Denver to Dallas, Dallas to Atlanta. I could have even done something as simple as Denver to Aspen, Aspen to Atlanta. Honestly, I really wish I would have used this hack because I would have saved so much money. I mean, I always like to be in my own bed, be at home. I mean, let me know down in the comments if you like to get in your own bed or you like a hotel bed better. Yeah, I want to be at home, and you just have to ask yourself, how bad do you want to go home? And if it's bad enough, you'll just take the L and just take 2 flights to get home. Please drop a crayon emoji if you are still here with me. Drop it down in the comments for me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Now, in terms of finding these commuting flights, what you want to do is just look on Google and look up. So in my instance, I would say all flights from Denver going to Atlanta today. And then on Google, it will list all of the flights. From there, that's when I can start figuring out, okay, which one is available, which one can I get on, and make my way to go home. Going right into tip number 4 is to be strategic. So let's say you already tried being creative, nothing is working, everything is full, booked up, or you just already missed the flight. Okay, cool. If you would like to save some coins, this is what you want to do. You want to go on open time and you want to look for different flights listed, either it's on open time or a flight attendant has posted it, and you just want to pick up an overnight. So let's say someone had posted an overnight, to work 10 o'clock, go from Denver to Salt Lake City, spend the night, and come back the next day. Just pick that up, and that way, not only are you working a flight, you're getting paid to stay at the hotel with your per diem, but you also save coins because you did not have to get a hotel. You just worked a simple trip to have somewhere to lay your head at night. This is something that a lot of commuters do, and me, being new to the game, I didn't know how to do things early on. I wish I would have utilized this tip because you could honestly do it anywhere and you can just make it work for you. Also, if you see a flight attendant and they have, let's say, a 4-day trip, if you just want to pick up 2 of their legs, which is like a quick overnight, just reach out to them through email and just say, hey, I would love to pick up your, just those 2 legs that overnight. If possible, you can assign it to me. So I've had people message me and I've messaged other people. I promise you, every flight attendant, including myself, we are happy to give you a trip, okay? Enthusiastic. And we do it quick, fast, and in a hurry, so you don't have time to change your mind. So definitely utilize that tip. Just reach out and I'm sure they will be able to work something out with you. Tip number 5, if you are a line holder, be sure to post your trips, okay? Because like I said, from tip number 4, there are gonna be reserves, commuters, line holders who just need a place to stay and they're willing to pick up overnight. So it doesn't matter, just pick it up. I've had flight attendant friends who love certain places just because they have family there or significant other there. So they're just like, this is very convenient for me. I love when anybody posts it. So just post. I know that some people don't pick up trips unless they have money on it, but you never know what the circumstances. So even if you don't want to put any money on it, just post. You never know. I have posted trips and people have picked it up, whether they were trying to go to the destination for fun or whatever the case may be, or simply because they needed to fulfill their hours for the quarter as a flight attendant. So you just never know. Always post your trips. I have one quick bonus tip for you guys. All right, this is number 6. When you are creating your schedule and it's during the holiday time, all right, if you're new, if you're a rookie on reserve, look, you're gonna have to work the holidays, but be strategic. Request for the day off the next day, the day after the holiday. So for instance, for Christmas, tell them that you want to work, request for Christmas, but you want that to be the last day of your reserve bucket or essentially the last day of you working a trip if you're a line holder, so that you don't have to worry about commuting on the day after, because trust me, the day after is going to be crazy and I promise you it's very slim to none chance that you will get home. However, the day of Christmas, everyone is at home opening gifts, relaxing with their family. You have more of a chance to travel and get home as a commuter during the actual day of the holiday. So definitely be strategic in that case. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I have to get to work, so that's why I made this video super fast. Also, if you have any tips for the Pristine Posse on how to commute as a flight attendant, please share them down below. This is a community where we can help each other become the best flight attendants we can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.